this is me just thinking, you're doing a renovation, you're putting up your overhead cupboards, and then you have a problem like that where you don't know what to do. Maybe it's what you wanted, but you're stuck on this step. Maybe you're a builder and you just can't find a plasher to do that for you. I'm gonna keep this nice and short. I'm gonna walk you through the steps that I go through to fix that, make that look nice. Cut that corners back, put it all back up, and get it looking special. So come on, enough talking, let's get it sorted. This 75mm cornice, American people, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And this is what you do. Using my tape and pencil, mark your 75 up there, mark it there. Get my double internal miter cornice. You wanna go all the way to nothing. I think that there is good. Go up there. We've got it marked. I did the same thing on the other miter over there. This is the next step. You can use a knife with a very sharp blade, or you can make it a little easier and use a renovator. I'm assuming you're renovating and you have a renovator. I'm gonna use my renovator and I'm just gonna cut along that line as neat and nice as I can. That's all you gotta do, man. This is the part you're gonna see. You're not gonna see any of that. So you wanna cut that part off as well. Leave this part nice and special. This part not so special. Whoever corners this did a good job. It was me. It's a little bit messy at the top, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's gonna cover it like this. Check this out. Put that in there, slide. Oh my gosh. Cool, next step. Measure it and cut it. Paint and drywall doesn't work together like that. It only works good if you start with the drywall and then you paint. If you paint and then you drywall, it's bad for business. It doesn't stick, it doesn't hold, it doesn't do anything, it's horrible. So you're gonna scrape that paint. Measuring is very simple. You wanna go tight, tight. Come check this out. You're gonna need a replacement cornice length, like this. Same profile, same everything, same brand, it doesn't matter. I'm using Robo tools, by the way. And this is what they do. You can buy a saw, same everything. So they've got your profile of all your cornices that you can get in Australia, and they've labeled it on which slot of the miter box to see your cornice on. Cutting cornice could be a little bit tricky if you've never done it before. So I do recommend buying a miter box like this that shows you where to see your cornice if you've never done it before. And it just helps beginners. I'm not gonna explain how to cut cornice because I made a video on how to cut cornice. Go check that video out. I'll link it below, okay? All the pieces I need are cut. This one is for something else, but I got my 2 pieces right there. Let's go talk about it in the right room, yeah? I've got cornice adhesive, cornice cement. This is the same brand that makes the cornice itself. And I got water in here. Pretty small amount, because you don't need too much water. This is the consistency you want, right? So it wants to fall off slowly, but it just takes a while to fall off. And it's going. And I'm gonna get a little bit of gear like this and chuck it in our miter as much as I can get in there. I got a drill, and I don't have a clip to see the drill on my nail bag because somebody did something to it. I don't want to mention names. This is about 32mm wood screws. This is the top. This is where the ceiling is. That's the bottom. You want to put the mud on the top. So all I'm doing right there is grabbing a little bit of gear. I'm just sliding the mud on. So it's nothing serious. You just want to get that mud on there without getting on the face of the corners. Pretty easy and straightforward. Anyways, what you do after that is you get a little bit of gear like this and you sit it on the back of the cornice. Now, there's a reason why you don't do the bottom of the cornice where the bulkhead is. It's gonna move and it will crack, and then it will look funny when it's painted. So we just don't do that because there's no point to do that. Check that in there. My model looks very good. The 2 bottoms are meeting a little bit nicely, so I like that. And I'm gonna put a screw somewhere here. You gotta watch how you screw it. You don't wanna be too high because the screw is not gonna hold, but you don't wanna be too low so that the cornice, the bottom of the cornice breaks. So I like to be about 10 to 15 mil off for the bottom of the cornice. And you just want to get right there. I'm happy there. And there's no gear underneath there. Only the exact same thing. I don't know if you can see this. It's a very small room. I'm happy there. I'm going to push these 2 in at the same time, making sure that's part of the job. Go. Put a screw there, right? 10, 15 mil. You don't want to go too deep. Cool, I'm happy there. I'm happy there. And it's in where I want it to be. It's a process, man. Trust me, the hardest part is done. That's how you clean up the corners. But I'm happy there. The better you clean this, the easier it's gonna be to wash, because you're actually gonna wash this with a sponge. Make sure there's nothing on the corners, there's nothing anywhere. Now we're gonna do the miter. Obviously, fill this screw here. Any paper that's chilling, you gotta push that in. You don't want none of that business. Fill it nicely. Do the same thing with the one we just done. Oh. Get the gear like this, right? And you don't want to be touching this corner while you come up. And it come up. Now remember, we still gotta wash this with a sponge. So all this messiness you're seeing right now, you gotta wait for it to condensate and then quickly wash it with a sponge. And that's pretty much what you do. And we'll be back in 5 minutes to wash it. Here's the last and final step. I'm gonna make this very quick. This is probably gonna be a long ass video. Eh? We'll see. All this cornice cement just built up right there. What we're gonna do is we gotta scrape that off so it's nice and flat before we wash it, because we don't wanna wash it first. Otherwise, it's gonna flake that paper. And I like doing this before the gear goes off very hard. I've got water, clean water, and I've got sponges. The softer the sponge is, the better and beneficial it is for you. Wash the cones. You wanna wash off all this whiteness that's on there. Okay? Wash that off, but you don't wanna keep washing it, that you peel the paper off of that cornice, right? Wash that pocket, wash the screws. Cool. You can tell it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I've been at this all day, since 6 o'clock today. So I'm getting kind of exhausted and I'm a little bit tired. How I talk is how I sound right now. Wash that miter as well. Now, you want to make sure it's nice and flat everywhere. It's nice and sharp in there, nice and flat over here. There's no funny bits anywhere. The bottom is nice and washed. I forgot to tell you, scrape that bottom if it needs it. It didn't need it, so I didn't scrape it. You always change your sponge around. Then you're gonna fix up any parts and any bits and parts that it looks like it's gonna stand out or come through when it's getting painted. Now I'm gonna put top coat on that. Here you wanna leave on a little bit of mud. You don't wanna wipe it all off. You wanna leave a little bit on so you can sand it back and shape it to your liking later on when it's dry. Alright, I'm gonna put a gear on there. See, I'm leaving a little bit on. Come this side here too and do the same thing there. Like I say, like and follow and comment and let me know. If you want me to make more videos like this, I do this on a regular. I work 12 hours for you, okay? So let me know what you want. I don't know. So I like to leave a little bit of gear on, but you don't want to leave too much that it takes you hours to sand it back. You know what I mean? I'm kind of cool there. I like that. I like that there too. And I like that. That looks pretty cool, man. Top the screws. Same thing. I leave a little bit on, but not too much that it takes you hours to sand. But enough that you can sand it back. Or scrape, sand it back to your liking. So it doesn't come through when you're talking. I'm happy there, okay? And if I'm this like that, you gotta get rid of it right now. That's what we're doing. I broke it down in ways that make it easy for you to understand. Obviously, there's always links to my other videos if you're curious on what exactly we're doing here and how to do it in more details. I make clips and videos about specific things, so go check them videos out if you're curious. But obviously, you know what it is. You need plaster. Make sure you subscribe, follow, comment, let me know, share. So I continue making videos like this at 6 p.m. after a 12-hour shift. This is what I do, man. And that's pretty much it, my G. Yeah, adios and peace out. Subscribe. You know what it is, man. Follow. Okay? Follow. So let's go. Follow me. That's why we left from behind.